This show is a proud part of Recovered Life, a media network and peer support community dedicated to mental health and addiction recovery. We bring together expert voices, real stories, and a peer support community to help you live your best recovered life. Join us at recoveredlife.tv.
If you listened to the first episode, we talked about how we were raised. Don't talk about it. Handle your business. Keep moving. And again, that mindset, it helped a lot of us. It helped a lot of us survive. But surviving is not the same thing as understanding. And when you don't understand something, you tend to mislabel it. And we did that a lot.
Boomer in Recovery.
You're listening to Boomer in Recovery, the podcast about mental health and addiction recovery from a boomer's perspective. And here is your host, Cecil.
One of the biggest things we got wrong, we called it weakness. Anxiety, you're overthinking. Depression, you're just in a funk. And burnout, everybody's tired. Deal with it. And again, that's how we were taught. Nobody sat us down and explained mental health. There was no language for it. So we use language. The language, when you call something weakness, people hide it. I remember someone I worked with, hard worker, reliable, the kind of person you depend on. But you could tell something was just off. Short temper, quiet some days, just not themselves. And what did people say? He's just being difficult. He needs to get his shit together. Nobody said, maybe something's going on. Nobody asked. And eventually, it caught up to him. Not all at once, but enough to where it started affecting everything, especially his job. Work, relationships, his health. And the crazy part, it wasn't weakness. It was just something he didn't understand and didn't feel safe talking about. So if you're being honest, you've probably seen that before. Or maybe you've even been that person. Here's another one I got wrong. I thought time fixed everything. Time, you'll get over it, it'll pass. And sometimes, sure, time helps. But time alone, it doesn't fix unprocessed pain. I can think of moments in my life where something happened and I just moved on. I didn't talk about it. I didn't process it. I just kept going. And on the outside, it looked like I'd handled it. But on the inside, it was still there. Showing up in ways I didn't even connect at the time. Irritability, stress, shutting down. And I told myself, it's just life. But it wasn't just life. It was something I never dealt with. Time doesn't heal what you refuse to acknowledge. Let me say that again. Time doesn't heal what you refuse to acknowledge. It just gives it more room to grow. So here's something that hits home for a lot of people. We have confused coping with healing. We thought if we could get through the day, we were doing okay. But getting through isn't the same as getting better. Hell, I've seen people who were functioning, job, family, responsibilities, and from the outside, it all looked fine. But behind the scenes, drinking every night, using something to take the edge off, just trying to quiet the noise. And again, they didn't think they even had a problem because they were handling it. But what were they really doing? Was it coping? Sure wasn't healing. And that's a tough one to admit because coping can look a lot like control for a long time until it doesn't. This might be the biggest one. We made it hard to ask for help. Not intentionally, but culturally. You didn't want to be that person. You didn't want people talking, and you didn't want to look weak. So what did we do? We stayed quiet. I actually remember someone who finally asked for help, and you could tell This was one of the hardest things that it ever done. I mean, for me, that's personally true. Not because I didn't need it or they didn't need it, because of what it meant to admit it. And when they did or I did, nothing bad happened. Nobody judged me. Nobody judged them. Nobody pushed them away. In fact, it was the beginning of things getting better. Not perfect, but better. Sometimes the hardest step isn't fixing the problem. It's admitting that you need help. So where does that leave us? It means we've got a chance to do something different. Not perfect, not overnight, but different. We can start recognizing what we didn't understand before, and we can start having conversations about what we avoided. And we can start giving people what we didn't always have: space, understanding, and honesty. So yeah, we got some things wrong, but that doesn't mean we stay here or there. It means we learn, it means we adjust, and it means we do better moving forward. If this hits home for you, if you've seen it, lived it, or are just starting to understand it, stick with me, because this is the kind of conversation we're going to keep having. Real, honest, and maybe a little uncomfortable at times, but worth it. I appreciate you being here, and we'll talk again soon.